Hey, how y'all doing? It's Steve coming back at you. Welcome to 2020. We have a brand new year. Hope you all had a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's my first video of 2020. And, you've heard the old adage, hindsight is 2020. I think that's very apt for the video that I wanted to share with you guys today, just based on some things I've been studying this past year in particular. So I kind of came to YouTube and started listening to and watching a lot of different YouTubers, as I described in my thank you video previously. And something I've noticed over the past few years especially, it's taking place in our culture, in our sports, in our politics, in our movies, and our entertainment. And it's this whole woke culture narrative. Now, before I begin, I want to let you all know that I'm what they call old school, which basically means that I have a certain mindset when it comes to how things were, how things operated in the not too distant past, and how we should probably get back to that. So with that in mind, some of the things I'm going to say will probably offend some people. I guess I'm going to have to live with that. It's okay. It's just who I am. I'm not going to worry about it much. But I'm going to at least tell you the truth, at least as I see it. So, with that in mind, I listened to and watched, rather, a video a little earlier by Nerdette's Newsstand, Tristan at Nerdette's Newsstand. Shout out to Tristan, doing a great job. Love her voice, love her video. She's very, very knowledgeable when it comes to comic book culture, including movies, television, including gaming as well. Is very much so in the DC universe, but also in Marvel. And her video, one of the videos I watched that she did today, was about how the MCU with Kevin Feige for Phase 4 is planning on having not just the first gay character in the upcoming movie, which we've heard about. I believe it's the Inhumans. They're going to celebrate the first gay, superhero. But they're also planning on having a transgender superhero and a deaf superhero. And I think those of us who are kind of tired of all this identity politics and Me Too and woke narrative and SJW-isms has taken place in the past few years, at least since 2015-16, but especially brought to prominence in 2019 with Hollywood just losing their minds in their woke narratives. And it's also happening in sports the last few years as well. I think it's time for those of us who are tired of that kind of thing taking place to make 2020 the year we say no. And by that, I say that as a parent. I have kids who are older now. But one of the things you learn as a parent is when your children are having a tantrum or when they're acting up and acting out, it's not a good thing to appease that. And what's happening in our society is that for the past several years, we've been appeasing idiocy and illness. And we got to stop doing that as a society, because what happens is the whole adage of the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Well, that's true. A lot of times, the ones making the most noise are the ones who get the attention. Well, the same thing is true with kids having tantrums. When they're making a lot of noise, they get attention. But sometimes it's not the attention that they seek. And what I mean by that is a strong parent will find a way to correct that behavior quickly so that it doesn't happen again. Not just in that one instance, but so that it doesn't happen again. And that we have to start treating a lot of these nuts like that today. So I think it's time we just start saying no. When it comes to Hollywood, as they did in 2019, trying to come out with all these woke movies like the Charlie's Angels is the movie for the Me Too era. Great to know that we started in 2019, because very few people went to see that movie. The movie cost $50 million to make and it lost $50 million. That's hysterical. Do the math on that. That is fantastic. It tells you how few people went to see it. But there are other movies that are going to be coming out, and especially Marvel and Kevin Feige, which I have no idea what's happened to him. That man has completely lost his mind. But if they continue to go down the track they plan on going down, we need to do the same thing with the MCU. For the past 10 years, the MCU has been fantastic for the most part. They've had a few misses, but for the most part, they've built up a following that allowed them to do some great things. And it culminated in Endgame, Infinity War and Endgame. I liked Infinity War. I did not like Endgame. I thought I didn't see the purpose of Endgame. From the standpoint of its storytelling, it didn't make much sense. But I digress. What we have to do is get around to start saying more of what we've been saying in 2019, especially mid to late 2019, into this year, and say it more strongly. No. Because there's just certain things are just so. Because there are people who, these people who go out there and they talk about, well, this is my truth. No, there's no such thing as my truth and your truth. There's the truth. Period. And it doesn't mean you necessarily have to like it. It doesn't make it true. Just because you don't believe something to be true doesn't mean it's not true. It just means you don't believe it. So I, for one, plan to start doing the whole no thing. So a perfect example of this is this narrative that, oh, well, we need to have more identity politics and diversity in our entertainment. No, we don't. No, we don't. We just need you to make good entertainment. We want good stories with good people behind them. I'm not against characters being diverse, but not diverse for diversity's sake. That makes no sense to me. Because you're not going to get any brownie points with me because you just happen to have a black person in a movie and then you relegate that person to janitor. When it turns out that person may look like a major character, you turn them to a janitor and then turn them into a coward in the movie, in the first and second movies, and then try to redeem them a little bit in the end of the third movie, but still make them kind of a minor character. All that does is piss me off. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about The Fall of Skywalker, and that's just as one example. But putting people of color, as the term people of color, in movies just to appease those people is incredibly insulting. In fact, that's more racist than if you had not put them in the movie at all. And we're getting hip to that, Hollywood. So you need to get over yourselves, because some of the stuff you guys are doing is much more racist than you think. And for those of us who can see it, understand we see it. And instead of just sitting by it from now on and just kind of putting up with it, I think we should start saying, no, that is not cool. We're not trying to have that. We're not dealing with that. So Hollywood, you're going to have to change your ways when it comes to that. Secondly, one of the things I think we need to get away from is this whole identity, the being able to self-identify. Well, I identify as this or I identify as that. No. So for those trans people out there, I want you to understand there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a trans man or a trans woman. It doesn't exist. There's men and women. Period. There are men who are born as men, or born male, and there are women who are born female. There are no in-betweens. And for those of you who think that there are, you're just sadly mistaken. There's only two sexes, male and female. Trans people is not a real thing. That is a make-believe artifact that we have decided to go along with as to not hurt people's feelings. Well, maybe we need to start hurting some people's feelings this year. See, I know you might want to be a man. Wanting to be a man doesn't make you one. I know you might want to be a woman. Wanting to be a woman and mutilating your body and cutting stuff off or adding stuff to be a man or whatever doesn't make you one. It just means that you need some help. That's all that really means. So, no. Anyone comes to me and says, well, I'm a trans man, I'm going to, no, because I'm a real man. Sorry about that. Turned my car on and everything starts beeping. But I know the difference. I'm turning the car on because it's getting hot in here and I need to cool off a little bit. Getting warm, just thinking about all this stuff. It's been pissing me off for years now. But maybe it's time we just, collectively, just start saying no. And they said, well, you're causing microaggressions. No, I'm telling you the truth. It's time somebody cared enough about you to tell you the truth. Rather than putting up this make-believe fantasy. Well, Daddy, I'm a pony. No, you're not. It's not. You can pretend to be a pony. Pretending to be a pony doesn't make you one. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. I understand how badly you may want to be something you're not. It doesn't make you that thing. So sometimes there's things called reality that we just have to deal with and figure out how to get along and go along in life. And I appreciate that you feel a certain way. I get it. That doesn't make you that thing. So no, I'm not putting up with that anymore. At least I'm not. And I think if we all start just getting to that point, well, this whole thing of safe spaces and microaggressions And no, you're a grown ass man or grown ass woman. Learn to deal with shit. That's just how it is. That's how life works. You know, and getting triggered over movies or getting triggered over words and getting triggered over all these little things that can't really hurt you is ridiculous. If you need to seek some mental advice or some mental help for that, rather, by all means, please do. Go get the mental help you need. But I'm not accepting it no more. I'm out. I'm out of that deal. I'm not going to waste 2020 dealing with foolishness. And if you don't like it, that's just tough. But I'm not the one to come to. I'm just going to be real with you and tell you the truth. So I think people who really care about you would tell you the truth rather than pull up with your foolishness. People who just want you to feel good will put up with foolishness. People who care about you will tell you the truth. Sometimes it might be something you want to hear, but that doesn't make it not true. So with that, guys, hope you're having a great day. Hope you have a great 2020. I hope we can all come to the consensus that as long as we kind of keep Hollywood, entertainment, pop culture, sports within the rails of we don't want the craziness, we just want good entertainment, good sports, good stories, good movies. That's all we want. We're looking for escapism. There's a reason it's called escapism. It's because it's not somebody's particular ideological bent that they're trying to slime down our throats. It's a way for us to disconnect from all that and just have a good time. What we want is our escapism back. We want the ability to be able to sit back, enjoy something, and just all have a great time. But having stuff pushed down our throats like the first trans, who the hell cares? Who cares if someone's a trans superhero? That doesn't make me want to watch that movie. And I love superhero movies. But the fact that somebody's a trans superhero, I'm not trying to have that. I'm not trying to watch that. Because I don't care. I mean, that makes me want to watch it less, in fact. Because I know there's going to be an identity politics bent that comes with that movie or that entertainment. I'm just not interested. Well, I'm not trying to see a movie that's predominantly gay character because I know there's going to be a certain bent that comes with that. And again, I just want some escapism. That's all I want. And that's what most of us want. And I am a person who's on the right. There are people who are on the left who also agree with that. Guess what? We can all agree that we just want to be entertained. And Hollywood and the entertainment industry and the sports industry is missing out if they think we want anything more than that. I would highly suggest stop listening to the Twitter idiots because they comprise a very small percentage of those of us who really care about the mediums that we're watching, and start paying attention to your customer base. The whole get broke, go broke thing is real. You saw it happen in 2019. Looks like Hollywood's trying to come around in 2020, but there's still some loud mouths out there, like the people who didn't like The Witcher. I am a big fan of The Witcher. I love the show. I'm a big fan of Henry Cavill and what he's had to say about the show and about the fans and his appreciation for the fans. I think he's doing it the right way. I think they're doing it the right way. I think Miss Hestrich, I believe is her name, the showrunner who put the show together, Laura Hestrich, is doing a fantastic job as showrunner. So far, I'm not seeing a lot of woke in it, which is good. Let's keep it that way. It's escapism, it's fantasy, and it's entertainment, and that's what we're looking for, and a good story on top of it. So with that, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. If Hollywood can follow in that suit, and especially The Mandalorian's done the same thing. There have been some moments where they've gotten closer to the edge of woke, but for the most part, The Mandalorian so far is done very well. If we can have more Mandalorian, shows like Mandalorian, more shows like The Witcher, and less stuff like Charlie's Angels 2019 or Ghostbusters 2016, 2020 is going to be a fantastic year. Hope y'all having a great day. Take care. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you to all my subscribers who are currently with me. Please get the word out about the channel. I look forward to continuing with videos and talking to you all. And I look forward to the continued growth of this channel with your blessing. With that, have a fantastic day, all. I'll catch you later. Take care.